Welcome back, beautiful souls. Let's see what Spirit wants us to be mindful of at this time. What guidance do they have for us? Okay, they pulled the Animal Love Oracle card deck. Let's see, is there anything there? No. Okay, that's number one. Uno. Two. Okay, let's see what they want. Three. Okay, so they gave us two, so we need one more. Okay. Okay, that's number three. Wonderful. All right, then. And the next one is a tarot deck, The Wild Unknown by Kim Kranz. Oh, yeah, okay. See what they want. Five. Okay, so that was one. So, and the second card, please. Okay, that's the third card. That's the fourth card, and the fifth card. That's the fifth card. Okay, wonderful. And then the third deck they asked us for is the animal, the secret language. And when they asked for this one, it literally fell off my shelving unit where all my cards are. So, and then it was odd that they asked for me to wear this yellow and then also this citrine, which as you can see hardly fits on the table. So I'm interested to see this kind of a color. Oops. Yeah, and here's the color. Oh, okay. Okay. I'm going to keep this one out just in case. That might just be a message for me. I think it is. All right. So, all right. And that's three. Let me see what they want. Four. Okay. So one more. Right. Okay, that's it. Okay. Did you want me? Okay. Okie dokie. So then we're going on to the Tarot of Mystical Moments. A beautiful deck, but a very large deck. Yeah, they want it. Okay. No, okay. Nope. Okay. One more shuffle. Then I'll ask them. They just want the one card. Okay. Okie dokie. Let me put this one over here. And then the last one is the Oracle from the same Katrin Weltstein. So we'll see. Does this want to come? Yeah, that one wants to come. Okay. Oh. Okay, that wants to come. All right, let's see what they want. Three, just three. Okay. Oh. And that is it. There it is. Okie dokie. All right, let's lay this out. Okay, let's see. Divine Harmony, is it the card this way? It's this way. It's upside down. Okay. All right. Where's that? Upside down. Okay, so they asked for them to be pulled in this order, so we'll do to make sure that we read them correctly. All right, the horse. All right, I'll do everything in the reading. I just want to get the layout. Turtle, owl, death. It's interesting, the owl and then the death of it seems to be a bird. Oh, and another owl. All right, okay. All right, the magician. And this is the 10 of swords, as you can see. Can you see that? The sword's going right through this bull's eyes. Okay. And then the Four of Wands. All right. Then we have Earth, which reminds me of this bull for that. And this was the card that came out. So this is important. Focus, action, purpose, aspiration, Falcon. And it came out with the eagle. That's interesting. All this bird energy in the center. Oh, and another one, Fairy Wren. And then the bee. We have the Two of Wands. It's a beautiful deck. That was the single card, so that's also very important. Two of Wands. All right. I don't want to start interpreting. I'm just going to get the layout done. Okay, so the White Rose of Hope. And My Dear Friend. I like to play on words on that one. And this one upside down. So this is the Rose Garden upside down. It's also a magnificent card. I don't know if you can see it. She's actually made out of flowers. Her hair is a leaf. Can you see that? Beautiful. All right. So what are they trying to do here? I like the way this just came out here with these two owls. That just feels right. So let's see what they want to do here. I'll push this up this way. That looks right. Oh, now I understand why. I couldn't understand why they have this, asymmetrical crystal here, because I couldn't stand it upright because you wouldn't have been able to see it from the top because it's just the outside of the crystal. So let's see. And then, oh, less cards than usual. All right, but that's okay. So if that is true, oh wait, I have to put this upside down. Let me just pull them like that so they're not on the edges. Oh wait, this is out. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, I'm going to put that here. And then put that there. And that you should be able to see. Okay, we can always move them later. All right. Okay. All right, we'll start with that and see what unfolds. Okay, let's unpack this. The horse. Now, this horse reminds me of the horses that the indigenous American tribes used to use. So I'm thinking of tribe here or herd. And the horse, you can see the wind blowing. So you can see that the horse is running towards us. Excuse me. And it's running away from something. But, I mean, it looks like it's coming towards us. But we really can't see what it's running to. And the white streak here is interesting because the moon is kind of highlighting that. So I'm thinking, the third eye, and then it's coming down here to the mouth chakra. I don't know if anyone's, not the throat chakra, but actually the mouth chakra. Those are two different chakras. The mouth chakra is a minor chakra. So, okay, let's leave it there for now. All right. So then we go and we see the turtle. So we have the horse, and there is some sort of, let me go back to the horse here for a second. There's also, the horse is extremely vital and very powerful and very forceful. It's a very forceful earth energy. And then with the turtle, we have both, not all turtles, but a majority of turtles, we have earth and water energy. So I feel that there's something going on maybe within your tribe or your herd, and you are connected or have been connected to your spiritual self, but you're still feeling uneasy and it's something you're kind of trying to get away from. And the turtle is telling you all you really need to do is to go within. And as long as you go within and take some time to be quiet, that will help you recenter yourself and take away this kind of some sort of drama going on, it seems. even though you seem enlightened in many ways. Okay, let's just keep going because this is usually their preface. So then we go to this owl. And this owl, well, his head is turned. It's also looking towards us. And what we see is the head, it goes 360, right? So this is all different perspectives, right? Looking at perspectives in all different ways. And I think this is a screech owl. So that's interesting because we were talking about the mouth chakra and now we see a screech owl. But this seems a little fuzzy. This also seems fuzzy. It's not clear what the surroundings are like. So, and the owl has interesting eyes. It actually has 3 eyelids. So they have eyelids that come in from the side as well, not just up and down, but from the side to help keep them clean. So this is talking about being able for clarity. You know, you're trying to find clarity in some way, but right now it seems like you're in an active mode and they're telling you need to kind of be more quiet and take time to observe the situation. The only thing we can see clearly here is this branch. So to sort of see clearly your footing in the situation. And that comes right into this death card, which before I move it, I want to show you. See this, the head of this dead bird is looking directly at this owl and at his eye and the owl's eyes. So that's interesting because this is telling us that what Spirit is talking about here, that it's time to move away from this. It's time for a death of whatever it is that you're unclear of. Right. So because here we see the clarity and we see light on the face of this owl, where this owl is just, I don't know how well you can see this. It's kind of, everything's kind of model. It's, yeah, the difference between these two cards, as you can see, this is quite clear, these bright, colorful aspects. And we have a balance here of dark, the unconscious, and the light, right? So the active and the receptive, or the unconscious and the conscious, so on and so forth. But here we don't have that. The colors are all kind of muted, and these little sparks, these little inspirations are not clear like we have here. And they're not colorful. They're white again, so it's showing that a connection of trying to find inspiration through connecting with the spiritual realm, but they're not colorful. So it's not true inspiration. Okay, so let's not get stuck on that. All right. And also we have a sword going this way. So it has to do with the intellect. You're overthinking the situation, and it's pointing, I think this was originally, yeah, it's pointing to the magician. Yeah, we're talking about inspiration here. And this is all, again, you can see how this is kind of confused. And this is not. This is extremely powerful. So you've turned the intellect. It's talking about having to take the time to get rid of the confusion or the uncertainty or the lack of clarity, to become very clear and to move forward in the situation that you want to, this thing that you're trying to get away from. But they're telling you not to get away from it. They're telling you to take time to get clarity. So this card was here, which is interesting because when you look at it, this leopard, okay, and this is a herd animal. This is family. These tend to have smaller families. And then we're talking about animals that are a little bit more individuals. Anyway, this leopard, I think it's a leopard or maybe a cheetah, is looking directly at the sword that is going through the eyes of this bull. And what else is interesting is that this cat is standing on the pentacle, which has to do with being grounded, which goes back to this being spirit and grounded, and this being a definitely earth force. And the bull is, of course, symbolic. It's funny that they're using a bull here in this card, in the sword card, because swords usually only have to do with the mind and spirit, how you're using your intellect, or are you just using it for in the material for analytically, or are you connecting to, universal wisdom? But having the bull here, this is telling you this is also about being grounded, right? The material world. And so it goes back to this, horses are spooked very easily. And when they're spooked, they stampede. So it's talking about, not, killing off this. Oh, and the buffalo, this could be, it's either a bull or a buffalo. So these also stampede. So, oh yeah, this is exactly what this is talking about. Spirit, you guys. So anyway, it's talking about taking, don't run away from the situation, whatever it is. That is not what they're recommending here. They're recommending to go within, stay connected to your earth, and the activities that you're trying to manifest. But the answer isn't, just running. Now, this tribe could be a family. It could be a company, anything which is within a group. Okay. And yes, and so this is success. So they're telling you, and how this bull and the swords all coming down, and these are wands, but they kind of look like swords. They're saying, you see the light in both of these cards? This is about success. This is about, the Four of Wands is about, getting rid of the dark. Here we have balance and having the light come through. And the swords here are all pointing down, which means you've just really been overthinking this situation, which is why you don't have clarity. Because when we use only our analytical minds, I mean, it can make you crazy. I mean, you can't sleep at night. You're not in the present anymore. You're not able to see what's going on around you because, your mind is always somewhere else. So this is exactly what they're saying has to be killed. Transformed. Right? Has to be transformed. This is what they're saying. The overuse of your analytical mind in this situation. You need the clarity so you can have the inspiration to move forward, to have the success. So they're going very quickly in this reading. So let's let them, they're going to start the summary. This will be the final summation. Let's see how this relates to the first line. Okay, so earth, physical body. Oh, this is interesting because I noticed that this horse is, it's the Mustang, right? It's similar to a Mustang. I'm not sure. I'm not an expert in horses. But here, this is also like indigenous artwork. So again, we get the idea of a tribe. And this is talking about grounding yourself. Now, grounding, this card talks about being outside, like kind of taking your shoes off, being in the grass, running in the grass, anything like that. But now we're at the time that I'm doing this recording, it's getting to be winter. So there's other ways to ground. And I noticed the colors in here. You can also, if you're not in a warm climate and you can't spend time outdoors, look at all these animals in this reading, outdoors, just contemplating in nature or on the beach, wherever it is you live, whatever nature is nearby. You can also, in the colder months, you can also just spend time with fire. If you have a fire pit outside, to spend time out there, just in contemplation, but also you can do that inside. You can build a fire in your fireplace at home and just sit in front of it and spend time there. Okay. So if you're in a colder climate, that's a very, very good way to ground as well. So they're telling you that that is extremely important at this time. Also for clarity, right? Because whatever it is that they want you to get clarity on, they want you to manifest something, because that's really why we're here. We're not here just to connect to the spirit, just to have clarity for ourselves. That really doesn't do the collective any good. We're here to, whatever we find clarity on, we're here to manifest it. Remember this, looking at the pinnacle, and it's saying, the analytical mind is what's been, to do with the herd, what's going on with your group, your tribe, your herd, your family, your company. That's kind of been blocking what you need and what you should be manifesting in this world. So we go on to the falcon, and the falcon, yes, we see the sun kind of rising up. We see the sun, there's kind of a sun rising up. You can see the rays kind of, the rays, Ra. This is the Egyptian god Ra, right? The Egyptians, that was the symbol they used for their god. It was also, the falcon was also the go-between, between the spiritual world and the physical world. Okay, so let's see what they want to say here. Focus, attention, purpose, aspiration. Yeah, so this is blending everything. So we're talking about action, taking action, which you've been doing, but you kind of are going, you don't really know where you're going, because it hasn't been clear. So this is talking about clarity. I mean, the falcon, the eyes of a falcon are some of the best eyesight in the world. And they're interesting creatures. They just don't sit in contemplation. They're not just hanging out and going with the flow. These animals are quiet, right? They're quiet. They're hyper focused. And then when it's time to act, this is the peregrine falcon, the fastest animal in the world. They can dive at 250 miles an hour. So Spirit here is talking about, it's interesting because this is earth and action and speed, right? Going quickly. And this is about taking, slowing down, going with the flow. And so is this. But look, instead of them going this way in this reading, right? Instead of them giving that, they're showing you that it's a balance, right? The fact they didn't line up these colors. First it's action, contemplation, then it's contemplation, grounding, and then action. So they're saying that this is a constant process. You need to have that balance to get to what it is you want to manifest in this world. And that here, the other thing about the eyes here, they're not really even focused. I mean, they're not, you probably can't see that clearly. I mean, the falcon is hyper focused. I mean, they can see a mouse on the ground from, up high. But this owl, it looks like someone who's either been watching TV or the screen too long, or when you're talking to someone and they're not really listening and the eyes are kind of glazed over, that's where you are. And you've been trying to manifest things with, it's interesting, we noticed the eyes in this card, was you've been trying to move forward, or maybe trying to speak, because this is a screeching owl and this was the mouth chakra. Maybe you do something with your speech. Maybe you're a writer, maybe you're a speaker, maybe you have a podcast, maybe you're a teacher, whatever. But what's been coming out is like screeching. It's not harmonic, and it hasn't been, helpful to you yet. But they're telling you how to make it helpful. It's interesting that this bird looks very quiet. All right. So moving on from there, we go into the fairy wren, which is very funny because again, they're showing you this balance of these forces and how you need to kind of master that, to become the magician, to be able to bring forth your inspirations when they are clear, right? Okay. So, and that's interesting that the blue is here. Oh, going back. So this bird, of course, is up. This is a bird that flies, it's usually at great heights, right? Dives from great heights. This bird is a bird. He lives on the ground. His nest is on the ground. His nest, his home, right? It's on the ground. And this is a very interesting animal. They also, like many birds, they mate for life, right? And they have family groups, tribes, right? Herds. But they actually are very flexible in their roles within their family units, in comparison to other animal, especially birds. And look how many, so many birds here. And then we also have the bee, which is also has flight. So, and look at the inspiration here. So they're talking again about being flexible and the importance of grounding this inspiration. Look at how this falcon's looking at it. This is like the predator and this is the prey. So this is where you want to end up, right? And that you won't have a successful life without that harmony. Oh, and that's interesting. Harmony. These are songbirds. So these birds, they don't just communicate through song, and they have incredibly melodic songs. And it's funny because this is the screeching owl. So this is what you've been doing, your actions or your voice or your creative process. It's kind of been, it's definitely not harmonic at all. Why they're talking about the need to transform it. And this bird is all about harmony. They talk about the muse, it's very inspiring. Everything it communicates is inspiring to the world. So that's interesting. So maybe you dream of doing something. Okay, so let's just keep going. I don't want to put my own ideas. Okay, so, and then we get to the bee, and the bee kind of lines up in the center with this death. So the bee, talk about community, right? Talk about working within the community. Talk about being flexible. Bees, as soon as they come out of their little wax, what is it? Their little kind of like the turtle, right? They're born inside these little wax cone. And as soon as they come out, they clean their cone. They go in. As soon as I wish my kids were like that. So they go in and they clean the cone immediately, right? So they're cleaning out what is no longer needed. And then they're very flexible. In the first days of life, they have many different types of jobs until they ultimately have their final job within the hive, within the family, within the herd, right? And they also communicate through vibration, through song, through vibration and body movements, which is really interesting. So, and we have this beautiful flower, and it's pollinating, and this white brings me back here. It brings me here. It brings me here. And it brings me here. So this, what was I going to say? Sorry. So the bee also pollinates. It's a giver of life. The work that this bee does, and we've been talking about work, the work that this bee does is beneficial to the collective, to everyone. So maybe that's what you've been trying to see clearly, how you could do something similar. But this card, even if you haven't been, this card is telling you that it is important that you do think in that way, because you have something to communicate, to manifest, right, into this world. And this is interesting because this color is picking up the citrine. So, and I find this interesting. They chose this crystal because you see how it's off center, and that's exactly what it's saying to you. You've been a little bit, not completely, but a little bit off center, right? You need to refocus. How is that interesting? I always wonder why they pick the crystals they do, especially because this one I had to put in a strange position. But anyway, okay. So this is the final summation. So this was the card that came out, and it was the only card from the deck. So here, okay. Yes. Okay. We see the moon, which we saw in the first card. Here, you're running away. Here, you are on top of your house. Oh, kind of like the turtle who carries his house with him. And you are holding the earth. You are holding, and look how large the earth is here. So you're manifesting something that you saw clearly, right? The inspiration is very, very clear. I mean, this really pretty much sums up the reading, what they're talking about. So it's also talking about your need to stay centered by staying grounded. You know, a lot of people, and it could be you could have also been working really hard to ascend or become more spiritual, or, you know, whatever terminology you want to put on it. But because of that, you became ungrounded, and that's what made you unclear and caused all this drama or trauma or whatever's going on in your group. And instead of it making you see more clearly, it's made you, see with less clarity. So, like the title of this channel, Grounding Gods. I mean, we're not here to ascend. If we were here just to ascend, we wouldn't have come at all. Our souls would have just stayed in the spiritual realm. But we're here to manifest things in this lifetime, and things that are beautiful, right? Beautiful and harmonic and helpful to the collective. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, now it's very clear. So the white rose of hope. You have been in the darkness, right? You have been in the darkness. See the dark side? The back of her is all dark. And they're asking you to take time to consider why, to get more clarity, so that you can see more clearly. So so the path is illuminated. You see how she's on a path. This is a path. You see how she's on a path to illumination. And this again is a herd animal, which is right below this buffalo or bull or buffalo. And you can see the age of this animal by its antlers. You see how long these antlers are? And this was actually pointing up towards this. In the same way that the eyes, in the same way that the sword of the analytical mind pierced through your eyes, pierced through the eyes. This blinded you. Oh, wow. Spirit, could you be any clearer? Oh, my goodness. So, my dear friend, and it's showing that with your new insight, with taking time to get centered, and to and to really be grounded, not to just live in the spiritual world, because that has not served you, and not to just go with the flow, to actually take action that has focus and clarity, that actually provides something for your life and for your community. And it's interesting how this color is hearkening back to these three. That's exactly what it's talking about. So it's saying that through this journey, through this, the cold, right? The coldness where you felt alone and alienated from your herd, through this wisdom from this transformation, this is how you're going to move forward. But it will be slowly. And it's telling you to always, you need to constantly balance that the action with the contemplation. And anytime you're feeling unclear, that you need to take the time to get back to earth, get back to the ground. These are both completely grounded energies. And the bee, also flight, but very close to the earth. So you need to, and even if it's winter, if you could find some way to be outside, like we spoke about, that would do you a lot of good. So we have like ice and fire here in this. And then why upside down? Well, we see the heart. And we see that she is all earth, all these plants. Her skirt is made from plants, her bodice here, the heart, this rose is, we have a white rose and we have a red rose. It's right over her heart. And then her hair is a leaf. But we see she has two friends here. One is a butterfly and one is the caterpillar. So it's upside down. It's upside down because you haven't become the butterfly yet. You're working towards it. And that's when because it's asking us to turn this card from here to here. So it's asking you to transform into the butterfly, right? To move forward in your life. Not to be stuck in this kind of unclear situation, and maybe doing too much spiritual work, maybe too much in the ethers, too much in the waters. And get back into yourself and then take the inspiration that you've learned from all these trials and tribulations and some time in some solitude, and move forward with that. Move forward as a completely new person. Someone you thought you were where you needed to be, but it's telling you not. And this is wonderful. So yeah, definitely take a moment, stop, go within, find your clarity, find your inspiration, quiet the analytical mind, which has been causing problems with you and your herd or your family or your whatever. And this is the way to success. I have to stay grounded, really physically stay grounded. And that also can also be from working out, just be in your body. In the winter months, you can, if you can't be outside to do sport, you can do that in the gym. You need to be hyper focused before you act. And then your song, what you manifest, will actually, bloom instead of die. When it's all about the balance between being connected and actually acting in the real world to manifest. And never stay in this darkness. Never stay in a state of panic or fear. Always know that if you take the time for yourself to reconnect, that you'll always get clarity. And always know that every situation, you can always succeed as long as you connect to the wisdom, right? To the wisdom of what you've learned through these experiences. And don't let them block you. Don't let them make you feel defeated. And as long as you stick with this transformation, you know, your life is going to bloom. So that's a beautiful message. Okay, well, thank you so much, Spirit, for always being here to help us find our way. And thank you, viewers, for being here. I wish you all the very best with this. Yeah, there's never anything to fear in this world. There really isn't. As long as you're connected, you know, Spirit will always lead you as long as you stay grounded. You can't just stay in the spiritual world, right? And expect it to your life to manifest. You have to act in ways that are clear so that the manifestation is also clear. The clearer you are in what you want to manifest, the easier it almost becomes magical, and the doors open up and allow the manifestation to happen pretty much seamlessly. And that's a good way to know when you're on track. If you find you're in a dead end, or if you keep doing something and it's like banging your head on a wall and nothing's working, you're going the wrong way. When you are connected, you see clearly, and the doors just open up. All right, so we'll leave it there. Thanks so much for coming. And next time you need some divine guidance, please come and join us. Okay, bye-bye for now. Bye-bye.